So Goku has achieved Ultra Instinct Sign a second time, and he starts by ducking under Jiren's punch. The Saiyan is inches away from launching a hit of his own, but the Pride Trooper counters with a blow to the chest. That attack made Jiren feel like he was on top of the world because he starts smiling for the first time in his life. However, that dose of ecstasy was short-lived because Goku rushes at him again, and he finally starts doing what Ultra Instinct says on the tin. We spots that Goku is getting more used to Ultra Instinct, but Krillin is more focused on making every prayer under the sun for Goku to win this whole thing. Anywho, Jiren slowly loses his patience because all of his attacks are being evaded, but Goku highlights that Jiren's frustration is making him break character. Afterwards, Jiren tries to shut Goku's mouth by force pushing him out of the arena, but once again his attacks are made completely ineffective. Goku's calm demeanor makes Jiren feel uneasy, but he reassures to the Pride Trooper that this attitude is hard to maintain. Goku's unpredictable movements has Jiren questioning his aim, and the Saiyan explains that it's all possible thanks to binning off his unnecessary emotions. This has Jiren lifting his non-existent eyebrow, so Goku mentions that his heart is as calm as the rivers of Mount Paozu. You've got to admit, that is such a cool quote. Jiren hits him with the damn that's crazy response and spikes his ki even further, but Goku isn't intimidated in the slightest, and he just stands there taking in the gust of wind. If your opponent is letting you charge to max, you may as well just quit right there. However, Jiren did not get the memo, and he just charges in straight for Goku. And safe to say, he should have taken my advice because... Beerus notices Goku's silver hair, and even the other destroyers are freaking out that a mortal has tapped into the godly ability. So Krillin wants to confirm if Goku has reached that next level, and Whis simply compliments Goku on mastering that godly technique, Ultra Instinct. Goku now has Jiren on all fours, so he leaps up to the closest rock whilst posing up like he's Spider-Man. He then descends from the high ground, and the pair of them proceed to clash, where Goku hits a beautiful sidestep before plunging his feet into Jiren's torso. That attack was so disgusting that Jiren starts pinging across the entire arena as if he was trapped in Waluigi's pinball. The Universe 11 fighter gets slammed into the concrete, but he still tries to pull a sneak attack on Goku. However, the Saiyan perfectly times his vanish, leaving Vegeta left in the crossfire, to which he's able to jump out of the way at the cost of the entire bench getting eviscerated. Jiren thinks he's finally won, but he should have looked up because Goku is soaring in the sky, charging up a Kamehameha. Jiren's hanging on for his dear life, exclaiming that attacks that exploit openings are not true strength, so he leaps out of the hole and powers up once more to hit a ground pound on Goku, but the Saiyan takes Thanos' advice by not just dishing out one but two whole headshots. Jiren stops any further brain damage by destroying the ground beneath Goku, which causes Whis to come to the realization that this won't be a walk in the park. This is because Jiren's countering even faster now thanks to his sheer determination, but Goku's body has to suffer the consequences that allow him to keep up since he hasn't been fully trained in using UI yet. Goku evades another swing by Jiren and retaliates with a kick to the spine, but the Pride Trooper refuses to topple like a domino and actually lobs Goku a few hundred yards. Jiren cannot lose to someone that doesn't have such drive for power like he does, and the two of them go at each other's throats for the billionth time, where it's now a question of which one will run out first, Jiren's stamina or Goku's Ultra Instinct. At this point, even the cameraman doesn't even know what's going on because Goku and Jiren are not visible to the naked eye.
Oh shit, not good.
We really need to give Manga Jiren a round of applause because he actually knocks the UI out of Goku, and the only reason he wasn't eliminated right there was thanks to Vegeta. Jiren's hell-bent on becoming the perfect force for justice, which implies that the Pride Trooper hasn't reached there yet. So Jiren reveals that to reach his end goal, he will revive his fallen master Gichin using the Dragon Balls. This most confusing why he's still upset about Gichin's death after all this time, so Toppo informs that the one thing that Jiren never earned was official approval from his master. This led to Jiren training immensely because he assumed that he didn't get approval because he was lacking in the strength department. Vegeta then calls Jiren's wish selfish and proceeds to violate the Pride Trooper, pointing out that he's only doing this because he wants to be treated like a dog. Jiren's blood is now boiling and he charges at the two Saiyans, but Goku and Vegeta are actually working in sync, which overwhelms Jiren. Belmod realizes that Gichin was right all along and elaborates that the reason he invited Jiren to the Pride Troopers was to teach him the value of teamwork. The two Saiyans coordinate an attack, sending Jiren into the rubble, which shows that Whis' 2-on-1 training paid off after all. Belmod then lore dumps that Jiren has always acted as a lone wolf when enforcing peace in Universe 11, meaning that he needs to learn how to trust others as well. This is what Gichin had mentioned before his passing, which the Destroyer thinks that it's a notion that you shouldn't subscribe to. However, I'd be grateful if you subscribe to this channel. Anywho, even with their opposing beliefs, Gichin and Belmod were actually friends a long time ago. Meanwhile, Jiren attempts a reverse jump by powering up once again, but the two Saiyans respond by firing out their signature ki attacks. Jiren tries to waltz through their beam, but Goku and Vegeta exert even more force into their attack, leading to the literal northern lights being seen in the void. As it looks like Universe 7 have finally succeeded, Jiren pops his head out the dust and blasts Vegeta in the face, knocking him out of the arena. I can't lie, his elimination in the manga is so anticlimactic compared to the anime. Anywho, Jiren's moments away from coming out victorious by pushing a 1% battery Goku out of bounds, but all of a sudden a death ball appears behind the fighter, and the Emperor himself makes his presence known by instructing Goku to keep Jiren still. Goku does exactly what he's told, and Frieza demands the same to keep his promise about wishing him back to life. The death ball is flung at Jiren's direction, but he's able to hold it still and actually sends it back into the sky. However, Jiren begins to tweak uncontrollably because Frieza rushes in with his golden form to knock out himself, Goku, and most importantly Jiren. This was in fact all according to plan, but Goku points out that there's no one left still standing. So 17 eventually stops playing hide and seek, and Jiren realizes that he's just lost this whole tournament thanks to a camper. The Grand Prix and both zones were really impressed with the plan because they couldn't sense 17's key, so Krillin still wants to know what 17 was on about when he mentioned that he was going to blow himself up, and the android reminds him that he's not able to do that anymore due to the wish that Krillin made to remove their bombs back in the Cell Saga. Belmod consoles Jiren for not being able to revive his master, but Jiren understands that Geechin's presence was not needed to find out what he was lacking, so the destroyer tells Jiren to stop blaming himself for Geechin's death and that his master would not want to be revived in the first place. The Grand Priest interrupts their conversation with the most sinister glare, and he orders all of Universe 11 to vanish away without a trace. This now makes Universe 7 the winners of the Tournament of Power, meaning that 17 can now use the Super Dragon Balls to wish for a cruise ship that he's always wanted for himself and his family. Instead, 17 wants to resurrect the other universes that were erased, which shocks the Grand Priest. However, 17 stands up to the gods, asking if he stuttered, so the two Omni Kings just want to make sure that the android does not want to make a more selfish wish, and the Grand Priest is happy to do so since it's well within Super Shenron's power. The dragon brings back everyone that was erased in his last 48 minutes, and this actually raised the Universe 7's league ranking to 3rd from bottom. But to be blunt, should we really be celebrating that? I mean, 3rd from bottom still gets you relegated from the Premier League. Anyway, all the contestants are about to head back home, so Cabba gives Vegeta a final goodbye, and Jiren tells Goku that they will cross paths again before Universe 7 depart for Earth. Goku questions why 17 changed his wish last minute, and the android says he only did so because he did not want the two Zenos to have the last laugh. Vegeta then promises that Bulma will give him a ship of his own since that's the only right thing to do for the universe's savior. Frieza then reminds Goku to use the Dragon Balls to revive him, and upon hearing this, Whis aims his staff towards the Emperor, causing his halo to be removed. The angel mentions that Frieza's resurrection is a parting gift from Beerus, but the Emperor has no intention of reverting from his evil ways, so Goku vows to humble him again like he did on Namek. The Universe 7 fighters then return to Capsule Corp, and both Saiyans are now falling over Jiren's strength. Goku's also surprised that 17 was able to get to their level whilst doing absolutely nothing, so a raging Bulma storms into the conversation, still triggered that Vegeta promised 17 a ship without asking her first. Goku finally decides it's time to ditch his Saiyan friend, and Vegeta attempts to make it up to his wife by changing Bulu's diapers and heating up her milk. Just as a side note, the events of the Broly movie also happen in the manga, but all of it is summarized into a literal manga panel. The only change is that Broly does not have his full power Super Saiyan form, and even with that, Gogeta knows that their battle was too long to put into a manga chapter. The Mario arc happens straight after the Broly movie and is honestly my favourite arc of Super, so if you're interested, please click this video right here.